in their business and employ another person. That's the government's plan. That's what we've executed.
The Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Mr Speaker, that was the Minister who the Prime Minister has found the most disappointing this year. He is the Minister in charge of the asset sales program, which was meant to occur, that has collapsed, and the Prime Minister finds his work disappointing. Mr Speaker, I want to make a passing comment about Peter Kiley. Peter Kiley and I've known Peter Kiley only for 25 years. We have travelled together. We were both once people of promise, according to the United States government, and he has been a person who has in the past, I think, acted with integrity. If what appears to be the case is the case, then I think that John Key, the chair of the Appointments and Honours Committee, and Murray McCully, who nominated Mr Kiley, are in very serious trouble, because what appears to be the case is that Mr Kiley has breached a number of laws as well as a number of conventions. Mr Speaker, I decided today to make a list of things that had gone wrong for the government this year. And, Mr Speaker, members know that normally when I make a 5-minute speech I have about 4 words on the back of one envelope. Mr Speaker, I got onto 3 envelopes today. I got on 3 envelopes trying to make a list, and it's not good when it's a 5-minute speech. Well, it's not the brown envelopes of the sort that John Banks collects, full of cash, and then forgets it. It's not the sort of brown envelopes that he got from .com or Sky City. It's not the sort of arrangement, the cash for pokies arrangements, that the Stephen Joyce enters into. Just 2 of the things that have occurred this year. Mr Speaker, if I was the Prime Minister and was being disappointed, I would have been disappointed about the level of unemployment. Mr Speaker, it has reached a level of 13 years ago. It has reached a level which I personally thought it would never reach again. And any coherent government could have stopped it reaching that level if it decided to make employment a priority. Mr Speaker, we've had the Prime Minister who says, "I will not remember." He will not remember the details of the briefings he got from his spy agencies. He will not remember the fact that he had a massive German with giraffes in his front lawn sitting in his own electorate. Mr Speaker, he will not read the police file, the police case that everyone else has read that shows that John Banks is a liar. He has a minister who has lied this year. John Banks.
Point of order, Michael Woodhouse.
Mr Speaker, I realise that it's not possible for someone to take offence on behalf of another, but I think there were a number of Speaker's rulings breached by the accusations made by the member, and he should withdraw them.
Well, the member was actually pretty careful what he said. The member didn't accuse any member of the House of being a liar. He spoke of evidence that indicated someone had been a liar, and that's different from a straight-out accusation. But if the member takes the next step and accuses a member directly of being a liar, then he'll be asked to withdraw and apologise for that. He needs to be a little careful because it is skating on the edge. The Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Mr Speaker, the Prime Minister has refused to read the evidence which shows that his Minister Banks lied to the Chief of Staff. Mr Speaker, the Prime Minister refused to do that, and Mr Speaker, we will arrange to put it on a podcast so that he can listen to it in the gym if he wants to. But, Mr Speaker, the Prime Minister does not want to know about the evidence which shows that he has a liar, someone who has lied, someone who had the evidence which shows...
Point of order, the Michael Woodhouse.
Mr Speaker, I don't want to debate the facts of the report that the member is quoting, but the report does not say that. The only inference that can be drawn from the member's contribution is the direct one, which is in breach of standing orders.
The member makes a fair point too, that I'm sure the evidence doesn't use that word, and the member has to be careful that now, as he interpolates from the evidence he's been talking about, he must be careful. It's going to lead to disorder if members get basically accuse other members of being liars. The member needs to be careful. The Honourable Trevor.
Mr. Speaker, I'm happy to move on. Let's move on to other matters. Let's go along to the ACC leaks, the breaches of privacy. Remember at the beginning of the year that Bronwyn Puller was a hero, that she was being acclaimed by the Prime Minister, and what are they saying about her now? Remember about the IRD leaks, the work and income leaks, the Nova Pay leaks, Mr. Speaker. How about considering education? I think education can be summarised this year as the ministers didn't read the papers. They did not read their papers on Nova Pay. Neither Foss nor Parata read the papers before they signed it off. The minister did not read her papers to do with Christchurch before she approved the mergers and the closures of the schools down there, Mr. Speaker. She did not read her papers about class sizes, and she was forced to do a U-turn, Mr. Speaker. So what do we have in education? We have chaos from ministers who should not hold warrants.
The Honourable Tony Ryall.
Mr. Speaker, what New Zealanders are seeing today is a government that's determined with its plan of action to improve the New Zealand economy.